Hi, and welcome to a moment of intention and calm. Today, I want to address the feeling of maybe being a little stagnant, feeling a little stagnant. It could be many reasons. It could be for good reasons, bad reasons. It could be kind of agitating feeling, or it could be just kind of a dull lack of life force energy, kind of all kinds of situations. And of course, I'm doing this for myself as well. So what we're going to do is to sit with ourselves and to acknowledge, to notice what comes up, and we will let it flow through us. We will be with it with gentle kindness and without a particular expectation for where it's going to be, but our main intention is to process it and not avoid, ignore, or block it. Hopefully this is some kind of practice that is easy to do in even a short amount of time, so that we form more of the habit and normalcy to process it, instead of even if it only takes 3 minutes, I just want to go ahead and ignore it. We're gonna try to shift that habit. I'll just quickly mention, we have very unexpected rain clouds and thunders when it was all blue skies. So that was a little unexpected, and then came some little drizzle. So on an already kind of hot, warm day, there's a little bit of shade now going on, maybe a little bit of raindrops tapping on my glasses, and I hope that kind of energy of shift, of cooling down and being in, just like shifting to a more comfortable place, and where you feel like the environment might have something to help you on your intention. Hope that comes through to you as well. So do a little bit of that mindfulness practice, and you can stay until the end where we pull an oracle card. With all that talking aside, let's now just settle into your body. First, let's start within. Notice the surface you're on, your chair or the ground, whatever is pushing into you to support you. You're grounded. And then you have the space all around you. Maybe it's a still space that kind of hugs to the shape of your body, your occupying space. And maybe you're like me outside, and you can feel the spaces actually have some movement, some dynamic, as the wind blows, kind of adds movement to my sense of physical body. Now find your breath. Follow it from your breathing in from the nose to the air, expanding your body. See where the expansion manifests. Breathing out. As you continue this focus, each time notice where the breathing manifests the most in your body. For me, I'm noticing it in my stomach, and how shallow it shows, how shallow my breathing is, because I'm almost always catch myself in a very nervous state. So when I begin this kind of practice and focus on the breathing, I usually find myself, there's a shallow breathing. And maybe now, since my attention isn't going anywhere else, it's not going towards something that I didn't do or didn't do right. It's going towards just noticing and being present with my breath and my body. So now finally it can be the top priority, to be with my breath. There's no need to change it, but I do know that it feels much better for me when I can slow it down a little bit. So I'm going to do a more relaxed breathing. And now you're present with your breathing and with your body. You're more present with the environment around you. And now we're in a good state, almost in like a peaceful, clean canvas to notice our feelings and emotions. Just kind of step back from the focus on the breathing and become an observer. And let feelings come up. Today with us focus on the known feeling of dullness or lack of energy. The first feeling I notice is guilt and shame. Why am I not a productive or lively being right now? Be with whatever comes up. As I acknowledge these unpleasant feelings, start to notice a little bit of compassion popping up from inside me for myself. And so you might have feelings, things you notice popping up one after another naturally. And all you need to do is to acknowledge them, maybe observe them for a little bit without being engaged in becoming the feeling and the story. And if nothing is popping up anymore, just come back to that quiet observer and wait to see if anything else wants to ping your attention. I'm not providing any solution to the shame and guilt I feel for my low energy. And the more you intend to do that, to not come up with a solution, it's almost like the more patience you have to give for yourself, more witnessing, more understanding. If you notice your attention turning into thoughts such as explaining, analyzing, judging, coming up with solutions, then that might mean you have experienced enough and you no longer need to sit with this emotion, or maybe this emotion is calling you back to like have more to express in you, and it's not expressions through your ideas and thoughts. So let go of the thoughts and ideas. Come back to your presence. Now for myself, After witnessing the sadder and kind of more negative feelings about my low energy, and then going through some more of the positive feelings like compassion and understanding. I'm noticing there's a connection between the source of my stagnancy today and some physical symptoms. Those physical symptoms seems to be mainly responsible for the stagnancy today for me. So I'm going to spend some attention spending time with that physical area as well. And you've noticed a link like that, you can do the same. Pay attention to that physical part of your body and be present with it. Might help to bring a slight smile to your lips to remind yourself that you're here with an open and kind attitude. Okay, now and preparing to wrap up this practice, you might notice the gentle movement of your body in the space around you. Taking some deep breaths. And acknowledge your connection with your environment. First with the ground. You're grounded and the earth supports you. You can always pull up that loving, supportive, deep energy from the earth. You can also always send your love and your blessings, your hopes, and all your releases. Your release of unhelpful energy, you can release that to the earth. Followed by gratitude. And the beings and the items and the structures around you. There is a sense of relationships. And there is a sense of your boundary and your individuality. Lastly, let's breathe through the sky where lots of loving energies reside. Angels, guides, and guardians. Simply the universe fills up with hopeful light. And here you can also make that connection and breathe in, sending out your love, your prayers, your hopefulness, releasing all that doesn't serve you. There you're part of the circle and the cycle. And now getting ready to wrap up the practice of processing our feelings. You can open your eyes. And once again, we receive all the sensories, experiences. Oh, it's so bright. What was cloudy just a few minutes ago is now so bright. So that was a sort of a long introductory practice to show the extent of what can go into supporting yourself and making this a very intentional and kind of a full presence exercise. I think there's some times where we can use a little more help in just being led through that, and sometimes we just need a quick stillness with ourselves. So okay, and I would love to get an oracle card from the Sacred Destiny to wrap up our experience and how to prepare ourselves for the rest of the day. May we be present, aware, and connected with our lovely earth partners, allies, our network. What is the message for us? How do we continue this day? Okay, we have blessings. Isn't that sweet? Perhaps you have heard the abundance of bird songs here. And this is also showing, I feel like the moving water, these are signs of spring, but mostly signs of life. And what we were addressing here today was kind of the lack of the feeling of life and of vitality. So don't worry, things will return. We're in the right place. Do we need to cycle through? And that's, I don't know, maybe that's because we spend the attention, we nourish the idea that we're in a cycle and that this is not forever lasting. However it might feel, we have the hope, we're open to the blessings, and we know life is all around us and that it's impossible, that life and vitality is not within us. It just will take its own course to surface again. So it's lovely spending time with you. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely day full of love for yourself. And we'll see you in another time.